Hi, this is Dr. Nick. I'm the Incrementalist. I'm here with incremental insights for a better business and a better life. So what's going to happen post COVID-19? We have to start thinking about it. There is some emergence to the other side of this pandemic crisis, and you have to think about that from a business perspective and from a healthcare perspective. So let's talk about physical distancing in the context of your current work environment. Currently, many offices are probably not well equipped, or certainly in a circumstance that would allow you to bring your employees back and have them work in a safe environment when you think about the requirements that we have today for physical distancing. And to be clear, I think we're going to have these for some extended period of time, and they may come to be part of our permanent fabric of society. And I know that's challenging to think about, but at least from the context of planning, this is something you have to acknowledge. So what does that mean from an office perspective? If your office doesn't have the space and you can't do that, what's the first incremental step you could do? Well, let's move to shift work. That's something that we've done in healthcare for a long time. It's not unfamiliar to people that work on the front lines. It's a standard practice, but it's something that businesses have restricted and even limited, sometimes I think for arbitrary reasons, because it wasn't what was done and we needed people to be in the office together. But you can introduce shift work. You could actually have 3 shifts. That would be a little bit harder because that would be people working at night. But I'm willing to bet that there are people in your organization that might say, I'd rather be working at night. It might suit them from a personal standpoint. It might suit them from a family standpoint because it allows them to take care of kids. Many nurses and shift workers actually choose nighttime shifts because it allows them to be there for their children during the day. So introducing shifts, even if it's only 2, maybe 3, gives you better spacing. If you've got 3, you can divide the space up by 1/3, assuming that you can split people up, and hopefully they can insert themselves into that shift appropriately for your working environment. People can still get together, and maybe you have some crossover periods, not in the office, but using some of the conference technology like Zoom and so forth to be able to bring people together so you get proper handovers without the physical interactions in the office. And maybe there's some swapping around and changing of those timings for people. The other thing that you're going to have to start thinking about is the ventilation and the setup of your office. So almost no offices in my expectation are probably equipped from a standpoint of safe ventilation. There's an awful lot of recirculating air. We blocked out fresh air, and I'm willing to bet that very few of those office systems actually have any kind of filtration system. And what you're going to need is appropriate filtration to remove any particulate matter, and certainly down to very small sizes. We're talking HEPA filters at a very high grade level if you're going to have that continued recirculation. Maybe one of the incremental steps, if you've got the capability, is to open some windows instead of using that ventilation. Fresh air can be an awful lot better, and in fact people might thank you. It would be one of those things that might be one of the silver linings of this experience. And then the final thought is around food. If you had any communal areas, they're going to have to be configured slightly differently. We're not going to be able to have these same communal areas where we share foods, maybe even if they were separately packaged. The idea of people putting their hands in and pulling something out represents an additional risk. So thinking about the environment that you have for your employees, shared space, maybe pre-packaged single dispensing units that allows for people to take out those elements without sort of cross-infecting or the possibility of cross-infecting. So those are my thoughts on the current environment and how you can change. If you'd like me to help your business thinking about the future and how you create an environment that's both healthy and safe and thoughtful about the COVID-19, please reach out. This is one of the areas that I'm certainly happy to support companies, and one of the services that I can offer. I'm Dr. Nick. I'm the Incrementalist, here with incremental steps for improving your business, your life, and health.